But the problem is, he wanted them to recant their Catholicism. He wanted them to stop being Christians, and they said no. So they were burned at the stake. And quite frankly, they're fucking idiots. But even as an atheist, if someone comes up to me and says, I'm the king, and I will burn you at the stake unless you denounce your atheism and accept this religion, I'll go, fair enough, you know. Survival. You might have heard of it. Take it on board. What in the...
But 22 young Catholic men refused Wonga's sexual tyranny and were burned alive for it on June 3rd, 1886.
Or as the Protestants call it, the greatest day in the history of the world.
Today, that date is celebrated as a national holiday.
Yes, it is, because what's happened since then is Christianity has managed to infect Uganda, as it has much of Africa, like the Catholics have done, you know, managing to get rid of contraception and condoms and birth control and things like that, which is convenient in a country where everyone's got no money and there's an AIDS pandemic. And now the evangelicals are getting in. Christians just like fucking with Africa, I suppose. Maybe it's just the fact that it's nice for them to be able to victimise poor, unfortunate, uneducated black people.
The Sodomite king.
I'm sorry, Sodomite king. Well, if you're going to be any king...
So, this clash is nothing new to Ugandans. It's part of their culture.
Oh, it's part of their culture. What, they had one king who was crap. They had one king who was suspected to be a bit of a bender. Okay.
But liberals don't care about their culture.
Correction, I do. And the one thing I care about my culture is I don't want it to become your culture.
Liberals don't care about Uganda's history.
True. I don't really care about Uganda's history. I don't really care about my country's history or yours. I don't care about the world's history. I care about the now. And whilst I will learn about the history, and I don't want to be ignorant of it, unlike you, now is what matters. I care about the future.
Liberals only talk multiculturalism when it suits their agenda.
Pot kettle.
They don't want to kill the homosexuals. They just want them to stop practicing homosexual acts.
Some people, for certain sexual acts, you will be put to death for bum sex. For others, you will be sent to prison for life. And if you know someone who's gay, but you don't tell anyone, you could be punished too. They don't want to kill the gays. Well, it's already illegal in Uganda. So why isn't that enough? Maybe there's something they can't help.
Now, if Uganda wanted to close down the border and hunt down all the homosexuals and kill them, that would be terrible.
It would be terrible. Does anyone out there really believe him? If Uganda made that the case, you'd be on the first plane out there with a loaded rifle. You'd be shooting them out of a helicopter.
If gay Ugandans don't like the law, they are more than free to leave.
Free to leave? That's a good point, Jason. Hey, here's two thoughts, Jason. Number one, if you don't like the laws in America, if you don't like the fact that your president is, according to you, a Kenyan-born Muslim, why don't you fuck off? Or even better, I say we have a charity fundraiser with Bono, Geldof, Sting and all the other charity whores whose careers are flagging. We'll raise money, and with that money, we will fly out all of the Ugandans, all of the gay Ugandans. We can, we'll have a charity single by Elton John called Ugandal in the Wind. The money raised from that, we will buy every single house, apartment that surrounds your house, Jason, and we'll fill it with gay Ugandans. Then we're going to buy World Net Daily and replace it with fucking Ugandan gays are going to run that one. And then we're going to get the semen from one gay Ugandan man and put it in a gay Ugandan woman and give birth to a child who will be educated like fuck, go to the best schools, and we will train him just so one day he can be president. How about that?
So don't let liberals compare this to Nazi Germany.
The Nazis didn't hate gays, did they?
Or any other murderous socialist regime.
I love how people on the right like to look at the Nazis, who were National Socialists, and think that the word national doesn't matter.
And don't think our founding fathers wouldn't support this legislation all the way.
I think the people of Uganda, which is nowhere near America, could give a flying fucking retarded hot monkey's fucking jizz what the founding fathers want. The founding fathers were also slave owners. Maybe Uganda should follow that. And sell themselves to themselves and enslave themselves to work for free. That'd work.
But Ugandans are making the same decisions that our founding fathers made
200 fucking plus years ago. Live in the now, cockface.
Like the great Dr. King told us.
I'm going to ignore how distasteful it is that you are quoting Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. King had a guy who worked alongside him. He was this man. And he was a fucking queer.
The moral arm of the universe is long, but it bends toward justice.
The moral arm is long, but bends towards justice. The moral arm bends. So in other words, the moral arm looks like this.
Ugandans, stay on the right side of history.
And the right side of history is present, and the wrong side is yours. Listen, if you know anything about Jason, you can find out where he lives, how to get in touch with Jason Mitchell, and you're gay, I suggest you contact him in any way, shape or form, by whatever means you can. Because Jason Mitchell, in a video, said this.
When you have gay friends, like I do.
If you are a gay friend of Jason Mitchell, how miserable and lonely do you have to be? You couldn't find anything else to talk to. You know, a tramp, a nutter, a reflection of yourself, a brick wall. But let's face it, Jason, we all know that's bollocks. You don't have any gay friends. In fact, I'll go a step further. Jason, you don't have any friends at all. Please bury yourself. Until next time. That was Molotov Cockfail. Good night, and may God be less.